Hello students, welcome to my English classroom. Today we will start a poem of class 9. The name of the poem is Rain on the Roof, written by Coates Kenny. So as it is clear from the title, Rain on the Roof, that the poem is all about the rain. But the poem is not as easy as you think. You should be in a cool and calm mind to realize the underlying meaning of the poem. So please bear with me till the end. Now come to the background of the author. Yes, about the poet. So, Coates Kenny was an American lawyer, politician, journalist, and poet. He was born in 1826 near Penn Yan, New York. He wrote poetry, and his verses were collected in Kuka and other poems, and lyrics of the ideal and the real. Of his verses, Rain on the Roof, which were set to music, was the most popular. He died in Ohio in 1904. Now, we'll come to the introduction to the poem. This poem tells us about the poet's sweet memory of his childhood. At night, when dark clouds cover the sky and it rains gently, the poet lies in his cozy bed and listens to the sound of the raindrops falling overhead on the roof of his cottage. The poet recalls the loving look of his mother, who used to shower love and affection on her children. So, this is the background of the poem. So, the poem is about the rain and the memory of the poet himself. Now, come to the text. First line, when the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears, what a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. So here, humid shadows, they refer to the humid clouds. Clouds are humid, you know. The clouds bring rain, that's why it's called humid. Humid means something which is full of moisture. Okay, it's called humid. Why it's called shadows? Shadows refers to the moisture laden clouds which cast a shadow on the earth. That's why the clouds are referred to as shadows. So when the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres, hover means to move around something. So the humid shadows or the clouds, they move around the sky. You can say all over all the starry spheres. So all the stars are there in the sky. So it covers everything in the sky because it is hovering around the sky. And the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. So it is all set now that the rain is to begin because there is a huge cloud in the sky. So the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. Now it started raining. It is called melancholy darkness. Why it is called melancholy darkness? First come to the meaning of melancholy. Melancholy means sad or gloomy. Sad or gloomy. Darkness, you know. So it is a sad sky. It is said. The poet is referring to that. The sky is sad. That's why it is dark. Dark with the covering cloud. And with the darkness, it gently weeps in rainy tears. So in the form of rain, as if the sky is weeping. Now there is a difference between weep and crying, you know. Crying is a kind of louder weeping. And weep is more about tear or tear drops and less about the sound. Okay, this is called weeping. So there is less sound but more tears. That's why it is called weeping. So the poet compared that the sky is weeping in rainy tears, in the form of rainy tears, because it is sad. Now, the darkness usually has a negative connotation, and the poet makes no exception to this rule. He says that the darkness is making him sad and reflective, and the rain also seems to mirror his emotions, as it looks like tears falling softly from human eyes. So, this is the underlying meaning of this line, as it is actually connected to the poet's sadness, poet's melancholy. Because this poem is all about the poet's mother's memory. The poet has lost his mother. So that's why he compared the rainy tears, or can say raindrops, with the teardrops of himself. He is weeping inside. What a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. So what a bliss. Bliss means happiness. So it is a kind of happiness. The poet feels happy to press the pillow because he is now lying on the bed of a cottage chamber bed. Cottage means a small hut. It's called cottage, or small house, you can say. So in his house, in his bedroom, he is lying on the bed and is pressing the pillow. That's why he is saying that it is a bliss, it is a happiness. And to lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. And while lying on bed, if someone has the opportunity to listen to the patter of the soft rain, it is a bliss. The poet is saying that it is a bliss to lie on the bed and to listen to the patter sound of the soft rain overhead. Now the meaning of patter. What does patter mean? Patter is a kind of sound of raindrops falling on the roof. Here, patter means the sound of the raindrops that are falling on the roof. So this is all about the first stanza. Now come to the second stanza. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being stirred, and 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. So here, now something is forming in the mind of the poet. So the rain has started, raindrops are falling on the roof of the house. You have to imagine this. You have to close your eyes to imagine this situation. The raindrops are falling on the roof, and then the poet is thinking something. Poet is remembering something. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart. So what is tinkle? Tinkle means here the short light ringing sound due to the falling of rain. Okay, the light ringing sound due to the falling of rain on the shingles. What are shingles? Shingles are rectangular wooden tiles used on the roofs. So we use the wooden tiles on the roofs that are called shingles. So every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart. So the ringing sound on the shingles is echoing. Echoing means repeating. Okay, it is being repeated in the heart of the poet. Okay, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being stirred. So now connect this idea. First, raindrops fall on the roof. From there, it came to the heart of the poet, being echoed. Then, when it came to the heart of the poet, the 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being stirred. So 1,000 dreamy fancies means imagination in the dream. So thousands of imagination in the dream of the author or the poet, they have started their work or they are doing their work now. They've started their work and becomes busy. They become busy. Okay. And 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof. So at first, when the raindrops fall on the shingles, it came to the heart of the poet. And when it came to the heart of the poet, he started dreaming, he started fancying. And then that fancy, then that imagination, it brings the recollections. Means if you imagine, you can imagine those memory. Means here the memory of the mother of the poet. So here the fancies means imaginations, bring the recollections. Recollections means memory. Okay, so and 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof. Okay, so weave means knit. So you know what is weaving. Your mom or mother must weave a sweater. Yeah, they must weave a sweater. So while weaving a sweater, she had to you can say make a crisscross weaving. Crisscross. So that it might be locked. So here the memory of the mother is locked here. So fancies or you can say imaginations are weaving the memory. Okay, the thread of fancy, you can say the thread of fancy is weaving the memory in the heart or in the mind of the author or the poet. That's what it is called. 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof. Now what is woof? Woof is the thread by which we weave, okay, in the loom or the about the handloom. So in the loom we weave with the woof. So by that woof, air threads. So with the air threads means it is unseen. It cannot be seen. That's why I call air threads. So fancy with the help of air threads is weaving the recollections. It means that fancies with the help of air threads is weaving the recollections or memory in the mind of the poet. When I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. So when the poet listens to the patter of the rain upon the roof, the fancies started weaving the recollections or the memory in the mind of the poet. So it is clear now in this stanza it is connected like this, that when the raindrop falls on the shingles, it echoed to the heart of the author. When it came to the heart of the author, he started dreaming, and in dream started fancying or imagining. And that imagination leads the poet to recollections or to memory. So with the help of fancy, he started, you can say, weaving the air threads of imagination, and he can recollect and memorize all those you can say beautiful memory with his mother. Now come to the next stanza. Now in memory comes my mother, as she used in years ago, to regard the darling dreamers, ere she left them till the dawn. Oh, I feel her fond look on me, as I list to this refrain, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. So now, in memory, so now imagine about the second stanza. Raindrops fell on the roof. It came to the heart of the author or the poet. When it came to the heart of the poet, it became the poet started dreaming, and in dream started fancying or imagining, and the imagination started weaving the recollections or the memory. And now in that memory comes my mother. So while you can say memorizing everything in his life, the first comes his mother. How? As he used in years ago. So what do you mean by agon? Agon means ago or before. So years before, when she was alive, she used to do something with the author, with the poet. What she used to do? To regard the darling dreamers, or she left them till the dawn. To regard means to caress, you can say, to caress the darling dreamers. Who are called darling dreamers? Darling means favorite, or darling means favorite or dear. A dreamer means a person who is dreaming. So darling dreamers. Here the children are called darling dreamers. In the word dreamers, the poet and his cousins are also included. Okay, so the mother of the poet regarded the children as darling dreamers because she knew that she would not see them again till the next morning. So at night, his mother would make a point to look at them every night, okay, and she again made them in the morning. So what do you mean by E-R-E, It is an old poetic word. It means before. So now make it clear again. In memory now comes the author's mother or the poet's mother, as she used to do in the bygone years when she was alive. What did she do? To regard the darling dreamers, to, you can say, have a look and to caress the children at night before they are sleeping. Okay, because she knew that she would not see them till the next morning, or she left them till the dawn. So before leaving them free to sleep till the dawn. Dawn means the daybreak. Dawn means the daybreak or the early morning. Okay, so this is the memory of the poet's mother that came to the poet. Oh, I feel a fond look on me. So what do you mean by fond? Fond means affectionate. Affectionate, caring look. So because his mother was very much caring for the children, that's why the poet said that I can feel now. I can feel on this rainy day. I can feel that fond look, the affectionate look of my mother on me. As I list to the refrain. As means while. So while I am listening. List means listening. It's the old poetic word for listen. So while I am listening to this refrain, I can feel the fond, affectionate, caring look of my mother on me. Okay. When listens to the repetitive rhythm of the raindrops as they are falling on the roof. As I listen to the refrain. Now what is refrain? Refrain means is a kind of repeated part of a song or a poem. But here the sound of the rain is referred to as a refrain. So because the sound of the rain or the raindrops is repeated, that's why it is called refrain. So repeatedly the raindrops fall on the roof of the poet's house. That's why it is called repeated refrain. So when I am listening to the refrain or the raindrops falling on the roof, I can feel the fond look or the affectionate look of my mother on me while I was going to sleep, which is played upon the shingles. So the refrain is played upon the shingles. Refrain is a kind of music, repeated music. So the repeated music of the raindrops played upon the shingles. It is played upon the shingles means, I told you earlier, by the patter of the rain. So how it played the shingle upon the shingles? By the patter of the rain. So the pattering sound of the raindrops played the refrain, and thereby the poet can remember his mother and how his mother took care of them very well. Okay, so this is all about the explanation of the poem. In my next video, I will discuss about the theme of the poem, the poetic devices, the rhyme scheme, etc. So that's for all. Thank you. And if you like my video, subscribe my channel for latest updates. Thank you.